It's interesting that you mentioned, as you know, alongside the waves, you also mentioned the advent of the winter, and that brings me to the third question, which is, what are the, there has been this talk about the advent of winter in the northern hemisphere, which is a more affected, by the pandemic. What do you think, are some of those very, big challenges as far as the pandemic is concerned, globally?
Look, globally, there are several challenges considering this pandemic. The first and the foremost challenge that I can think of is the healthcare. The healthcare infrastructure was not at all ready to handle this type of pandemic, because this is one of the first pandemics that we have seen in our life. Spanish flu occurred in 1918-19. At the time, healthcare was not that well developed. But considering the present circumstances, even now, the healthcare infrastructure is inadequate to deal with the pandemic, be it in the Western developed world or be it in the developing countries. It is not that the developed countries have very good infrastructure, so they are doing extremely well to control the pandemic. Had it been so, the number of cases and the number of deaths would not have been the maximum in USA. But unfortunately, the situation is that the first thing is the healthcare. It has been stretched to its limit, both manpower as well as equipment. And for example, I can just give you one example. The ventilators are in short supply. It is a crucial equipment for management of critically ill patients. Now, ventilators is in short supply almost everywhere. The ICUs are full. Patients are there in ward who need ICU, but they are not able to get into the ICU because it is already full. The wards are full. The patients need beds. They are not getting admission. They are waiting in the queue outside the hospital. And this is the situation almost everywhere. Wherever there is a surge, the problem is like this. In a few weeks' time, in Liverpool, the ICUs were full. In Paris, just a few weeks back, the ICUs were more than 75% full. The situation was extremely critical in Belgium, where even the doctors who had turned positive but were asymptomatic, they are requested to attend to the patients. In New York, during the months of February, March, April, in New York, the situation was grim. Similarly, in India, as you can see now, just a few weeks back, in Delhi, it was a terrible situation. The ICUs were full, the wards were full, the patients were not getting admission, and even it is very unfortunate that many patients could not get the proper treatment that they deserve. So this is, I think, one very important challenge that I do not know what is going to happen, because according to WHO, the worst days are yet to come. For example, with the onset of winter, the months of December, January, and February, WHO has predicted that these 3 months are going to be very critical months, and with the available existing infrastructure, it may not be able to cope with the number of cases that is going to come in thousands and thousands everywhere. The second important challenge that I feel is the mental state of the common man. It's not only the patients I'm talking about. I'm talking about common man who has not yet got COVID. In the beginning, there was extreme fear and panic that this is a new disease. No one knows what it is, how it is going to be treated. No one knew. And there were reports of death, especially when it happened in large numbers in Lombardy in Italy. People were scared. So the first mental state was their panic. Then from panic, it turned into a severe anxiety. There were panic attacks, there were attacks of anxiety, and people lost sleep. And this thing happened on a global way. It is not that it is restricted to a particular country or a particular group of people. It happened almost everywhere. Then the lockdown started. People were forced to stay inside. Many people lost their jobs. Many people lost their livelihood. People who are not used to staying at home, they were forced to stay at home. And gradually, along with fear and anxiety, depression set in. And at that time, the depression element was so much, along with fear and anxiety. And it became further critical because the medical consultation that is usually done at that time, because there were many patients could not even visit hospitals because the hospitals were busy with COVID patients. So many hospitals were converted into COVID designated hospitals and looking after only COVID patients. So many of these patients, or even common man, or even if I talk about psychiatric patients who were on medicine and on regular consultation with their psychiatrists, they were not able to get themselves treated properly. So this mental stress and fear, panic, everything has set in. This is a second challenge. And of course, now the scenario has changed to some extent, that fear has been replaced by carelessness. They have become carefree. They are not adhering to the COVID appropriate protocols for prevention of COVID. Now it has, globally people are against lockdown. People do not wish to be under any sort of lockdown. So people are revolting against these ideas and they are on the streets and without taking much precaution against COVID-19. So the scenario has changed to some extent, but it is going to be detrimental for the people only in the long run, that we have already seen by the surge of cases that are going on throughout the world right now. Next, I think the big challenge that is setting up in Northern Hemisphere are two main things. In Northern Hemisphere, winter has started. So you see the number of cases have increased too rapidly in countries like UK, Russia, USA, Italy. So Belgium also had a number of cases. So this is one big problem. And even if we see Northern India, which gets extremely cold in the coming months, it is going to be very cold, and in November it was an early cold weather in New Delhi. So the number of cases increased.